Hey guys, it's Half Chrome. Today we're taking a look at the X520 from XK. I've never actually flown an airplane. I got my start with drones, so not sure how this is going to go. Maybe the maiden voyage as well as the final trip for this guy. We're going to find out. Looks pretty exciting. Let's see how it goes. Spoiler alert, we did get it up in the air. We did crash it several times, but not letting any disaster go to waste, we put an FPV camera on it. We'll show you what we learned and how we flew this guy. Stick around. Welcome back. Before we fly this guy, we're going to tell you a little bit how you put it together. A lot of the parts snap on. You saw the tail fin first, and then the side supports and wheels. Finally, the front landing gear screws on, locks in there, and you got your drone. It's controlled with 2 ailerons with 2 servos and differential thrust from 2 brushless motors. Ours came with the less expensive remote. We do recommend you upgrade there, and a 900 milliamp 2-cell battery. This is what you get. Other than what you already saw, you get the extra set of props and an extra wheel and a charger. The charger that came with ours was the European version, so keep in mind you may need a converter depending what is sent to you. As you can see, I'm having no trouble controlling the drone or the plane in vertical mode here. This is well within my comfort zone, as I can fly drones and do all the time. Now, we did pick a very low wind day to do this, wind speeds around 5 miles an hour and less, and that's pretty key here. This thing is not all that fast or able to handle the wind, particularly if the wind is headed towards the belly or the top of this guy. So this is still my first flight. Gonna get it up a little bit higher here, get out of my comfort zone and go for some horizontal flight in the fully stabilized altitude hold mode that comes with the X520. And here we go. So no issues at first. I knew right away I didn't want the thing to get away from me, so I started flying in circles. A little bit of throttle here. It's going pretty fast, still getting the hang of things. And you'll see in a second I accidentally hit the 3D mode, or I'll call it acro mode, and crashed the nose there. That was when we first broke the nose. Now, you don't have to fly it for full throttle, especially if you're going into the wind. You can get this thing, even in the fully stabilized mode, almost flying at 0 speed into the wind. It hovers really nicely, nice and lightweight there, easy to control, and you can do nice tight turns when you're not at top speed. Now, when you are at top speed, I do recommend you fly both sticks going the same direction, left, right, so you're giving it rudder and aileron at the same time to keep your turns within a reasonable radius. So I want to remind you again, this is my first time flying a plane. So what makes this thing so easy to fly? Well, it's 2 things really. Not only the vertical takeoff and landing. I think any plane pilot will tell you that landing a plane and taking it off are the 2 most difficult things. And this guy really solves those to a large degree. The other thing is altitude hold. So you're just a lot more comfortable flying this thing when you know all you have to do is steer. And once you get the hang of that, control the throttle a little bit and have some fun. You basically just don't need to mess around with going forward and back on the right stick, which is going to change your elevation, or pitching the drone forward and back. So you can throw it into 3D mode, which we did again. This is actually Jack's first flight, and he's having no problems doing 5 loop-de-loops there before finally crashing. Again, this thing can take a beating. We flew at full speed, nose first a couple times, did break the foam there, but other than that, had no issues that we couldn't repair with just a little bit of tape or glue. So it's nice and lightweight, hard to really break this thing. Here you can see taking off in 3D mode inadvertently, and that's one of the disadvantages of the cheaper remote. It's hard to know what mode you're in. The nicer remote, I think they call it the X8, comes with a nice toggle switch. There you can see in regular 6G mode, converting to vertical and back again, and that's how you're gonna, if you're on uneven ground, thick grass, or inexperienced, how you're gonna want to land. Not a perfectly smooth landing, but good enough. it can take it. So as we mentioned, we did break off the nose, but we took advantage. We threw a little FPV camera and a little 1-cell battery on there, came out the next day, and started flying. This is not a drone, folks. You can see the shadow of the X520 on the ground at times, and we're going to have some fun with this. If you're prone to nausea, you may want to look away here. We do some loop-de-loops and some barrel rolls. Maybe not the most elegant, but we're having fun. Now I do think this is actually a little crash there again, but we're up in the air again. You can see the shadow again. I do believe this is easier to fly in acro than a drone. Why? It's a plane, it's pretty stable, it's got a big surface, it's lightweight, and just doing these loops and things, it's just a heck of a lot easier. So if you got $100 to spend, we do recommend this. You can even get this guy with a Wi-Fi camera, or you can add one yourself, or as we did, a 5.8 analog camera to a set of goggles, which is where we did our recording. Big thanks to Banggood.com for sending us this drone. It is a great place to buy it. We highly recommend. Please use the links below. It does support what we do here at Half Chrome. Subscribe to our channel and check us out at halfchrome.com. We'll see you next time.